I'm really honored to be here, Steph, with you. And I think, one of those burning questions is, how do I get my time back? Or what is the proper way to leverage, and what should I be delegating? I look at leverage as, in order to figure out what we need to delegate or what items we can leverage, we have to really evaluate our own bandwidth. And then if you have a team or have other people that work with you, evaluating your team's bandwidth. So there are always those things that we do that take away from our business as well. And that starts to become those key pieces of leverage for us. If we are doing it, and we're going to go into this next exercise, if we're doing it and it's not a good use of our time, a lot of times there's somebody out there that it is a good use of their time. And so taking a look at those things.
But it's so hard, Debbie, when I can do it really fast. So wait for someone. I mean, this is like every day. It's like Caitlin and Lisa are like, I was about to do that, but I'm just like, I'm so task oriented. It's a blessing and a curse. It is really hard for me if I can do something in 5 minutes to not just do it. But at least when we're talking about real estate teams, the problem with that is it's setting up expectations of who's going to do what when. And I know our team that's an area of growth for us. It's like we have a lot of people helping. But literally for me, like one of the things that removes opportunities is my lack of patience. And I'm talking about minor patience, not like I need to wait 3 days, like literally like 20 minutes for something to happen. So that's an issue for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think too, Stephanie, by you doing it, even if it only takes you 5 minutes, you're stealing somebody's thunder or somebody's opportunity who's really skilled in that to go and do it in 2 minutes, but you never gave them the chance. And so I think there is that piece to say, okay, sometimes we have to just like let it go and see how it comes back or how quickly it comes back, because it could come back really quickly. And then now that's something you don't ever have to do again. Number two is because we don't have 100% confidence in the skill set of the person doing the job or the person that we're handing the job off to, which leads to us being control freaks, right? If there's a skill set deficit. Third is guilt. I don't know if you've ever felt guilty handing somebody a task that you could do, but we have that layer of guilt of, it's either, that wasn't in their job description, that's probably not their job, they're not going to want to take this activity, I'll just go do it myself, which circles back to control freak, right? So if we know those are the 3 reasons that people don't delegate, we have to take a step back and go, okay, which one are we and how do we fix it? I think women as a whole have this internal desire, both personally and professionally, to really excel or prove or accomplish or be challenged and do it all. Every piece of it, from marriage to family, friendships, all of those things, travel, groceries, like we have to do it all. We're in heels, our lipstick isn't smudged because we haven't worn a mask lately. Like it's just, we're going, and we will run ourselves into the ground. So where do we go to find talent? For me, it's always looking at first, who is that person or who are those people that I have worked with in the past that I thought, now that person was sharp. I want to be in business with that person. And I reach out to that person and I ask them and I say, if not you, then who? Take that step, go ask that person that you've thought, hey, gosh, if I had a chance and I could get in business with that person, even proven talent, and I paid them and they came in and changed my world.
I'm just always thinking about, instead of how much does this cost me, what's the potential investment and return for the money that I'm putting in?
When we think about delegation and leverage is accountability. Oftentimes we get that really great person in that role and the buck stops there. If nobody's standing behind me or pushing me or continuing to share the vision, am I really going to be fully accountable? And so making sure you're setting core metrics with your people, really drill it down so then they know how they win. Because I think when we start looking at leverage, they need to know how they're winning with you. And the only way to know that is by measuring it. It's not micromanagement. It's helping them know when they've won.
For me, built-in accountability is everything. The reason we have a podcast for the Inspiration Lab is because I told y'all we were going to have a podcast every week. It's not easy. It takes a lot of work. Same thing with the newsletter. That's how we get so much done over here, is that we go public where the team is counting on it. And I mean, even Debbie has as part of coaching, they have a listing and buyers course, and my team is going through the listing course. I mean, I hate to say it, but I wouldn't have gotten to it if I didn't have to teach it and lead it each week. But that is how I mean, that's why I had a book club. So I would read books. I mean, anytime you are in charge of something, you will do the work. And that's part of, I think, why I find myself a lot in leadership positions is I love to learn, but I'm going to learn a lot better if I'm accountable to the people who have showed up and read their book and they're busy too, or whatever the thing is. So I am a big fan of accountability and deadlines, not because we're perfect, but because it helps us get moving. You're not going to accidentally fall on top of a mountain, you got to climb it. So